Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Reto Rhaps race. The same Stardew. How to get it in 6 seconds because this is Vine.
That's right. Loop this one. Watch the episode again.
This was 2 vines. This was 2 vines. Now it's 3. I don't know. Oh man. So this is.
Oh damn.
Why did we
4
decide?
vines now.
Why did we decide to turn this into vines? The episode.
What we're gonna have to do is probably download all of these vines and then just upload them to YouTube in a compilation.
A best of Stardew Vines.
Yep.
Best of Stardew Vines episodes on YouTube as vines, as a compilation on YouTube, as vines as a compilation on YouTube.
As all Vine compilations on YouTube go, what we need to do is also choose one of these vines and then repeat it 4 times over the course of the video.
It's so true. Why is that the case? Why is that the case?
I have no clue because like, so thinking as someone who has edited videos before, you drag your video into the timeline, you can see how many times that video has been used across the project.
Yeah.
How do you just...
I feel like
sure, you could be using a different video editor, probably, you might not see that in particular, but how?
It's probably on purpose to pad the view time, right? Like, right?
Oh,
like how? Like, what else would it be? What else would it be? It has to. I hope it's that. I mean, I don't.
You're
but
right. I just assume no malice, like immediately. I should learn more about the world. You're right.
Goofball.
If anything.
No malice. It's the internet.
I feel like over the course of my maturing so far, I've gone from assuming everything is malicious to assuming nothing is to realizing that I probably need to go back.
Yeah. Like, it's just too hard to do it on a case-by-case basis. Just don't spend any time. Just sweeping accusations.
I just need a blanket rule here.
Yeah, just need a blanket rule. It's all okay on Wednesdays and bad on Thursdays, and probably neutral every other day of the week, to be honest.
Cool words, neutral today, because today's a Friday for me. It's a Thursday for you, though, so...
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, I heard you fishing. Okay, I'm heading to the mine. I did not water because I don't have the nice watering can.
Totally okay, I've got it.
You can fish until 7 and then water.
Sounds about right for me. I might even take the minecart back. Dang it. I was about to say, might even take the minecart back and get some iron so that I can upgrade the... No, that costs money.
Yeah. How much do we need?
For the
bundle
finishing of the bus repair? I think it's 25k.
Okay. That's fine. We can get that. We just need to self-eat pictures.
We need to self-eat pictures?
Yes. I said we need to self-eat pictures.
Oh, yeah, no, it's right. If you go to the highest tier of my patron, you get feet pictures every month.
Yeah. Mine, it
says... Tiger trap!
Oh, heck yeah. If you read between the text in the Go Team Gungeon tier, you actually can, you can figure out the same thing on mine. Well, pictures of my toeses. just cause. Is there not? Okay, there might not be artifacts this deep. Cause it's in like the beginning areas that have the little dirt patches, right? In the mines?
No, it's all throughout.
Oh?
Every biome down there has those dirt patches.
Okay.
Is your hoe basic leveled?
You're asking if my hoe is basic? It's
yes.
It is. Yes, I got a basic hoe.
Figures.
Wow. Rude. Unbelievably uncalled for. Oh boy. I feel like I just don't remember seeing worms down here in magma hell.
Well, it's not just the worms, that's the thing.
Oh, okay.
It's the whole area is that's why the upgraded hoe is particularly important there.
That's why I gotta have some other than a basic hoe. Gotcha.
That's what I've been saying this whole time.
What do you hope that Concerned Ape is working on next? He says he's working on another project. It's really like hard to say.
He's working on I hope he's working on a smile. I hope he's just. I hope he's having a happy time.
I want Stardew too.
Blood, sweat, and tears. Make me Stardew 2.
Stardew 2. We're gonna enter the gungeon.
That's right. Get hired by Dodgerel.
Get hired by Dodgerel. Well, I mean, I feel like that. I mean, I trust him.
Don't even worry to get hired by Dodgerel. Just do it anyway.
Just do it. Just make a bootleg. Devolver made
exactly. Just
a bootleg.
Shack up with Devolver Digital. I'm sure they'll sponsor it.
Yeah. Devolver made a bootleg.
Yeah. No,
So
I remember the Enter the Gun dungeon.
Enter the Gun dungeon. I like.
Kind of reminds me of Festa's quest in this game, to be honest.
Oh yeah. Whoa. God, they make some of these enemies down here make terrifying noises.
Which in particular?
I don't know. The one that goes. Blow, blow.
Blow. No, that one doesn't pass as information in my brain.
Blow, blow.
Oh, okay, yeah. Is it the ghost?
No.
Damn it.
It's some. I think it's the guy that has the mask in Magma Land, Magmopolis.
Oh, right. Yeah. I think I pick it up. But like a Krobus.
Yes.
But like a bad Krobus.
Bad Krobus. Exactly. I keep on hoeing. Keep on hoeing around and I'm finding nothing. This ain't right. This ain't right.
Extremely sorry to hear it. I'm gonna look again at the community centers. Just to make absolutely certain. Yeah, it is 25k for the final bundle.
Okay.
Well, I'm kind of just going around and foraging everything at this point, just trying to make money, but it feels like, short of farming, the most lucrative thing that we can do at the moment is mining. Then outside of that, it feels like nothing else really compares.
Yeah, it's basically like mining, putting stuff in like the kegs, doing the animal stuff. Pretty much is it. Like fishing is not that. It's not as lucrative as I wish it was.
Unless you have like a very specific rare fish that you are exactly, posed to be able to get at the time. Yeah, it's kind of useless.
Just do that then.
What's the exact rare fish?
I didn't think that
I might
far
actually
ahead.
be able to start getting some of the special legendary fish.
Legendary. Yeah. Like the ones in the mines?
Golden.
Golden legendary.
Iridium legendary.
Yeah. Gold
Did you hear
common.
that, Did you hear that Hearthstone packs now have full duplicate protection?
Oh, they got to do everything they can.
Yeah, exactly. It like the whole next year for Hearthstone is
a
very, very packed.
I mean, they got to do a lot. They got to do a lot. And I think they know it.
That's what I'm wondering, like whether or not like it's kind of like a sign of goodwill from them, or rather an appeal towards getting the goodwill of the broad gaming public back.
Yeah,
it's kind of been damaged.
Kind of. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. It is kind of, because most people just said, okay, it's whatever. Like a week after. Oh no, I'm gonna die!
Yeah.
What? I ate a fish and then I died.
Was it poison? Oh, it was a fugu fish. You didn't prepare it properly. You need special chefs.
Yeah. It's I guess the time doesn't. I guess it makes sense. Time doesn't freeze when you're in multiplayer. Okay. It tells you the items you lost now, instead of making you guess. That's great.
Was it anything bad? Although you can retrieve,
Nothing
I think,
really.
only one of them from Marlin, and then the rest get lost.
I lost The worst thing I lost was 1 magma geode.
Ugh.
It's annoying, but it's the worst thing.
That's fine. But also, geodes are another really good way of getting artifacts, but also only losing 1.
I want to feel okay with what I lost. Rhapsody was the worst thing
You
I
are
lost.
fine. That's what I was getting back to at the very end there, which is like only losing 1 is whatever. It's like it's better to keep the money than to lose it, than to keep it back around.
Yeah. What do you think it would take for you to go back to Hearthstone to play? Not to, or I mean, I guess maybe you have to play, not to do videos on.
Like in terms of policy change from Blizzard?
Policy change, or do you think there's a certain addition or change that you think you would just like have to go back for just to check it out?
If it wasn't like Battlegrounds, it's not gonna be anything because I love auto battlers.
Battlegrounds looks. I mean, I have to say, Battlegrounds looks great. It looks great. It's just fact. I think it's factual. You can disagree with what's, their policies and like how a game they make looks.
Oh yeah, no, like I have no problem saying that I think Hearthstone is a really good game.
It's very well designed.
That doesn't mean that I think I can square it with my conscience.
Yeah.
I think that's actually like a really interesting question because there are 2 things at play at the same time with me for the Blizzard scenario.
Yeah.
And the first one is you're doing something that I think is like broadly not just politically but also humanitarian in a humanitarian nature fraught. This like it's not just politically not a great idea to do what they did, but it's also possibly something that could result in atrocity, which is something like I was pointing out in my post at the time, that like delegitimizing, sidelining, and deplatforming these protests is the exact kind of thing that will allow a let's imagine if there was ever a good example of a slaughter of civilians in that state's history, it's the kind of thing that would allow that kind of thing to happen again.
Yeah.
But
the Death Knight though. I'm kidding.
But should they be able to like apologize, make amends for that? They did like some half measures. I don't necessarily think they handled it super well because I'm pretty sure the casters are still fired. I'm pretty sure that
the casters being fired is one of the most, like, them being fired and still being fired, I think is one of the most telling things about the whole situation, to be honest.
Yes. The fact that it was their instantaneous response across many different platforms also to me says that you're only really responding to this because you got caught out doing it. Like, this is your policy. You don't immediately respond to something like that with extreme measures as this without it being something that you've already considered.
Yeah.
But then the other level of it comes in where, like, should they be able to change? Should they be able to be forgiven? Sure. Do I necessarily think I can trust them to make like reasonable moral choices with the power that they actually, the power and influence they actually wield in the world?
Yeah.
No, not really. And it started to bring into sharp focus the fact that I don't know if I can trust many like AAA game companies with that kind of stuff.
Well, it's like how, it's basically like, I wonder if like what percentage of companies would all do the exact same thing if they got, if or are doing it, but they just didn't get caught, or it just didn't blow up, or or will now the only reason they won't do it now is because this happened at Blizzard. Like, which, is that, what does that mean? Like, does that they're better because you will never find out about it, but it doesn't mean, I don't know. And there's also the extra layer of like so many people being affected that had nothing to do with the decision, like by it just there's just so many things that just it's everything sucks, okay? It's just everything sucks, just all of it.
I agree with that. I think where it eventually came to me is like, obviously this kind of broadly aligns with me, myself and my views outside of this topic, but I developed kind of like a even stronger mistrust of actually that are allowed to get to a certain size, because at that point the decision making is so distributed across so many different.
You cut off. It sounded really important. So you got cut off.
It added like a level of insecurity and mistrust of that, you know, on top of what I already had, of organizations and corporations that are allowed to get that large, simply due to the fact that the decision-making process is distributed amongst so many different shareholders, and the culpability is divided across all of them. So, sure, why not make the immoral choice? It's significantly better for the bottom line.
Yeah. But, I don't know.
And you're not responsible for it at all. Not you individually. No one individually is.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so complicated that I don't want to process my thoughts on it on a recording, because I don't have fully formed thoughts yet, so I don't want to put half-baked thoughts in video format for everyone to hear.
I always do worry about that, because every time I write something that needs a serious tone, I write it very, very, very clearly. Every word is extremely intentional. It's kind of legalistic, long with clauses.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I try and explain my feelings on it extemporaneously, I can start to look a little less well prepared and well reasoned, because all I'm thinking of is the emotion behind the arguments at the time, rather than actually bringing up the kind of like clauses that I would use to exactly describe how I feel in a more measured setting.
Yeah. Yeah. I just like, I feel with so many topics like this, I'm just like, I feel like I need to just sit down and like think about it and look at it, just write down my stuff for like hours before I feel like I want to put anything out there where I might influence someone to think the way I do.
Yeah.
So I just don't do it because I don't have 2 hours.
That's totally fair. I already had to go through that process back when they made the decision.
Yes, I mean you had your hands tied. You had to, basically. You had to do something one way or the other. Either, aka, keep doing it and say nothing, which is a decision as well, or do what you did.
Yeah.
That's
something a lot of people noticed around that period of time, around other Hearthstone creators, especially other Hearthstone creators who've typically been very, very forthright and outspoken about issues like this. People started to notice, hey, your silence is saying more than anything else right now.
Exactly.
Like, sure, not everyone is required to comment on every single thing. Like, if there's a celebrity scandal, I have no reason to have to comment on that whatsoever. But, you know, if your job is creating Hearthstone content and you don't address it, then you're not addressing it for a reason at that point.
If you know about it, which if it was that you did, like it was big enough, everyone would know about it.
Mm-hmm.
I just like, I don't know. The more the time goes on, the more I'm like really, really happy I just don't keep up with the news anymore. Like I'm really happy. Like I don't know. You don't have to make any hard decisions if you don't know what the decisions are. It's great.
I honestly, I see the wisdom in your approach, and I feel like I need to cycle back around to it.
It's so hard.
I also feel like irresponsible when I don't know everything that's going on, despite the fact that like I can't influence any of it
also
at all in any way, shape, and form.
Even when you try,
I feel bad not knowing.
Even when you try, cosmically, you still don't. I don't know. I feel like when I'm trying, it's like when I like read it, not Reddit, as much as I like at the time I did it the most. Even so, the amount you're consuming, you're still not caught up with half of everything. So like you're still misinformed. I'm basically just as misinformed as I was when I was trying to be informed. like on a cosmic sense, you know.
That's totally fair. It is like a Sisyphean task trying to be on top of all of the news.
You can't, and even when you get caught up in it, sometimes you get caught up incorrectly, and you you get caught up in the wrong news. I don't know.
That's something we've mentioned before, which is like news cycles that are generated exclusively for their own sensational content.
Yeah.
That if you don't have anything to talk about, you have to generate something to talk about, and it becomes difficult on part of the viewer to distinguish what is news and what is, you had nothing else to say, but you need your paycheck this week.
Yeah, this was a hard day for us at the. They just should. The title should just be. It was a hard day at the office for us this week.
It was a hard day down in the news mines, Timmy.
Yeah,
there was no new vein of news to mine.
Nobody was sad today.
Oh. What we need is a couple more people sad, then we can report on it.
Here, real quick, I am at the special shop on Fridays and Sundays. Do we need a coconut, a crystal fruit, a puffer fish, a cactus fruit? Any of those? Crystal fruit?
Coconut?
Coconut, crystal fruit, puffer fish, cactus fruit. Any of those sound important? I guess there's a tulip too, but I don't think that's anything.
I do not believe so.
We have a crystal. We have the winter. Not that we need the winter foraging bundle done already, but
the only thing we're missing in the winter foraging bundle is the snow yam. Everything else we've actually gotten from mines.
Oh well, dang. Okay.
I need one common mushroom actually in order to finish out the fall foraging bundle right now, though.
Common mushroom. Oh, I saw one. I saw one earlier today, and my inventory was full.
It's all good. I found one just now.
You will not make it out of this forest alive. No!
I escaped.
No, he gamered me.
And now,
come back
I'm
here.
gonna go buy the crystal fruit because we do need it.
Imagine
what is
this
that?
is.
Oh, it's a torch.
Imagine this is a torch and pitchfork. I'm gonna light your butt on fire.
I'm Frankenstein in the start of the Hugh Jackman Van Helsing film.
The Frankenstein, the monster of Frankenstein. It's monster.
Exactly.
The monster of
actually, excuse me, you mean Eggman? The name of the doctor is Robotnik.
Oh boy. What's your familiarity with Mr. Hedgehog?
My Hedgehog familiarity is very low. Actually, I haven't even yet seen the film.
I have not.
I feel like I was kind of gearing up to watch it before the whole quarantine situation.
What's that? I haven't been following the news.
Oh, yeah, sorry. So apparently someone got a case of corona and things got really out of hand.
Oh no.
I know. Usually it doesn't start with someone got a case of corona and things went out of hand. Usually it's someone got a handle of gin and things went out of hand. But no, a case of corona did it this time.
Oh man. Well, I hope everyone gets well soon.
Yeah, as do I. It's one of those things that, like, in episodes I never know whether to like reference or to not reference, because it could be a thing that like everyone's thinking about it, it's an elephant in the room, or it could be a thing that like people are trying to forget about it. It is clouding their mind at most times.
I usually just avoid it because I'm like, in the same. I understand, like, a lot of people are like, hey, I mean, like, because the reason I do it is because I get a lot of comments that say things like, man, things suck today, and I'm happy to be here to get my mind off it. So I get so many of those comments that I just typically don't.
See, I've gotten similar, but at the same rate, I constantly try and think of situations where I've felt a little more comfortable in kind of like despairing situations. And oftentimes I think of situations where I've seen solidarity expressed by another person. I've seen like my fear echoed by another person back. It doesn't multiply it. If anything, it makes me feel more comfortable with the fact that, oh, okay, so it's a kind of human way that I am processing this. And
Yeah.
this is broad. We're all in this together. We're all rats aboard this sinking ship kind of situation.
Yeah.
If I knew any of the lyrics, I would continue that one for you. Unfortunately, High School Musical is not really my kind of thing.
No, no, but you said you like musicals, Rhapsody. Pick it.
I do like. You know what? You got me out. That's a Phoenix Wright situation. You've pointed out.
Objection. Yeah, got him. Wait, are these done? Whatever these are. What is this? What's this? What's this?
I think those are corn. What's this? What's this? There's yellow things. There's yellow everywhere. What's this? I unfortunately forgot every word that rhymes with air.
Cobs are growing. My heart is glowing. What's this?
Oh yeah, you got your double in there. Hell yeah, well.
You're sitting there thinking.
I'm still thinking, trying to figure out exactly what I actually. I think we just go to sleep.
Okay. Sure.
Oh wait, these jars aren't jiggling.
The jars aren't jiggling. Did you wait? Did you water the stuff down here?
I did. I believe I watered.
Did you animal?
I believe I did that as well.
I will. Well, they're sleeping. Rillard is trying to sleep. So is Frat Soda, and Bradabella, and Bitsaboo.
If they have food above them, then yes, I did it.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Bitsaboo. Bradabella. I think Bradabella is the one that I... Wait, we don't have a cow yet?
We don't have a cow, man.
We don't have a cow, man. Why do we have a barn but no cow? What's wrong with that?
Because cows cost money. That's the same situation I've been running into constantly.
Gotta buy cows to make...
I can't buy a cow now.
Gotta buy cows to make... cows?
You gotta buy cows to make milk, to use that milk to raise the cows that you have the cows make.
To buy more cows.
It feeds back in on itself.
It's, you know.
It's like how when you get a farm, you just, like, your initial investment is just buying the first animals, and then after that, it's all profit. That's why farming is a notoriously profitable industry.
Exactly. 100%. Oh, boy. Got the cow loop in my head.
The cow loop?
The cow loop. Gotta get the cow to make the cow make milk to buy another cow. Man, it's just a...
First you get the cow, then you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the women. What is that quote from?
I think Rhapsody on YouTube.
No, don't attribute it to me on YouTube.
I mean, you just said it, so it's factual that it is a quote from you on YouTube.
Oh, it's from Scarface.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Were you worried it was from something really bad?
No, I was worried it would sound like I had just said that of my own accord rather than from something.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess that's gonna do it then, huh?
Yeah.
We did another day. Another day, another dollar, another day, no more cows.
Eventually, those plants will grow and we'll have money, and then we'll go to the desert.
And then we can buy all the cows we desire, which is probably like 2.
That's how you get more cows.
Yeah, it's true. Actually,
from 2 cows, not a cow and a bull.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, in this game, it doesn't matter. It's a fantasy world, and I'm here for it, to be honest. Thank you, buddy, for watching.
Just straight up parthenogenesis.
Yeah, why not? We could get cow mitosis for all I care. Bring it in. I don't care.
Just one cow eats a bunch of food and splits in half.
Exactly.
I love it.
Why not? It's fantasy. Why not? Thank you for watching Cow Mitosis, the series. Links for everything that matters and more in the description. Thank you. See you next time.
See you then.